Hey everybody, so I am back with another Orktoberhammer update. And I wouldn't say that I've been incredibly productive with my painting time recently. Had a little bit of, I don't know even if I mentioned it, but had a little bit of a cold over the last bit. I've been doing sort of bursts of energy of painting, but then taking days off. So I've been mainly working on the Ork Raiders set, not as much the Dreadnought this week. And despite not being that productive, I do think I'm getting very close. I've actually done some more highlighting, like of the skin. I've done details on the eyes and the teeth, and really like just done some highlighting on some of the metallics, and even some of the lining on the non-skin parts that I've already done, like the shoulder pads and just other various places, and highlighting up some of the metal shoulder pads. So I still have some details to do, and I still have some, I guess, some further highlighting to do. And although I've worked on the bases, I still have to do I like to do sometimes with certain models, I like to do a black edging around the base, which I think I am going to do here. I've only worked on the top of the base that I sculpted. But I am happy with how some of the green is starting to pop now. I'll zoom in a little bit to show that. One of the things that I did decide on today, which I thought was kind of funny, is I wasn't really sure what color to do the sun. Like some of these guys have like sunglasses, or goggles and stuff. Let's see here. Sorry about that. And I do have to clean up some of those goggles where I actually ended up using silver on the goggles. It's probably a little bit of a better one right there. And I was going to do like glass, like sort of blue and then a lighter blue. And I kind of thought to myself as I was doing this, I thought, well, what should I do? And I was painting my metallics, and I thought, well, this is a bit of a retro project. And I thought, what better than have mirror sunglasses like on these guys? And so I gave these guys mirror glasses. And I do have to clean up around the edges of the glasses. But I thought that was very classic for me. Whether or not that was done for any of them back in the 80s when these were made, there was certainly lots of mirror glasses in the 80s, because I know I had a huge pair when I was a kid that was too big for my face. And so I definitely know that was typical of that era, I should say. And so I am happy with how I decided on gray for the base. I just wanted something that I could kind of go with for a number of different armies that I do Rogue Trader. And it's funny because when I first started doing 40K, I ended up going with dark gray and lightening it up. And I've kind of done a lot since then. I don't think I have since done that. And now I'm kind of coming full circle, just doing a fairly generic, just sort of gray terrain for space rock, etc. I did some of the lining here. Like that isn't a wash. That's me going through and doing lining, like on this sort of almost looks like catcher's outfit, except with shoulder pads that this guy's wearing, that knob. Trying to think what else to say. I've kind of been skipping around all over the place on these guys, just all the details. I still have a fair bit of details to do, like grenades and various things that I just haven't got to. But I do think I'm really close. And in which case, once I finish with these guys, I will then go to the Dreadnought, the Ork Dreadnought. And so other folks have been putting up their updates as well. So end of last week, after I put my last update up, Neil Molden put up his update on the track that he's doing, as well as another knob, I believe, Ork knob. And then Helcarexe put up his forest, which is quite large, that he's pretty much done with. And he went through, except for I think a couple of details on his last update. And then he actually has done two updates. One where he'd finished the majority of his Ork forest, except for I think some details, a couple details here and there. But then he also put up another update, which I think showed that he finished them, but he actually showed all of his orcs that he has, like this huge, I call it a wah on the table, of various editions. Like there are some Rogue Trader models in there, the ones he just completed, but then lots of other orcs. So I'll put 3 links below. I'll put the one for Neil's update, and then Helcarex's update, and his other one that shows his whole force. And so, yeah. So after, this is kind of getting ahead of myself, but I think after I do the Dreadnought and I finish off this, I am going to probably do a little bit of a move towards showing some fantasy stuff, Oldhammer. My next painting that I'm going to do is going to be Savage Core. I'm going to work on, most likely first, I'm going to work on the Simians. And then after that, I'll be doing some fantasy stuff, showing some Orktoberhammer, I guess some Oldhammer videos on some things I picked up, rules, and just some discussions. And then I do have a Mordheim band that I'm going to be doing, which it's kind of like Middlehammer. It's not like really, really old stuff. It's sort of like in the middle. But we're looking at doing some folks I play locally with. We're looking at doing a Mordheim campaign in January. So I'm going to be doing Beastmen, and I have the actual Mordheim set, the Beastmen set that I've got with some extras that came like outside of the set. It's pretty much a full complement of the Beastmen offering that they did, Games Workshop did for Mordheim. And so that's going to be a painting project, and that'll be good because it's going to lead into one of my main forces that I'm planning on doing, or armies that I'm going to be painting and collecting for playing like I guess like both 3rd edition and 6th edition. It's going to be Beastmen, and I guess you'd call it Chaos if it was 3rd edition, because they were part of them then. And then looking at also, I'm collecting some Bretonia in the future, as well as some other things like side projects that I'll be showing. So yeah, so I am working this weekend, so I'm kind of in some ways gearing up. I've had today and yesterday off, and I'm going to be working over the weekend. And so I hope you guys are having a good one, and I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Take care.